Okay, welcome to the latest episode of Basement Batak with me, Shahab. I've been missing for a while. There's a reason for that I will get into maybe in another episode. It's going to be a very interesting story. But yeah, I'm here in my basement recording with my beaten down equipment, my very cheap microphone that I bought on Amazon, some very petty lighting, and my half broken laptop, which gives a lot of background noise that you probably can hear in the background. I wanted to talk today about the ongoing case against Imran Khan, which is popularly known as the Iddat case. It actually came to be known popularly as that. It's anything but. Well, I would not say anything but let's say it's one aspect of the case. It's more to do with the nikah rather than the Iddat or the Idda. So I'm going to be using. Skipping between Arabic pronunciation and Pakistani pronunciation. One reason why, well, first of all, I didn't want to do this yet. I wanted to wait for the High Court to take up this case and give their judgment on this, because I have a feeling that the current judgment as it stands, which was given by the lower court or the session court, it has some, let's not say anomalies, but let's say I feel that the judgment or the penalty that was handed out is too harsh. Okay, now if you look at the law, which I'll come to in a bit, the judge or the magistrate stuck to the letter of the law. So he gave out the punishment as it's written in the penal code, and I will come on to that. But I feel that when this goes to the High Court, this will be revisited, and that's precisely why I didn't do this episode until today, which I guess I rushed into this because of Shaykh Yasir Qadhi, who's someone that I respect, I learned from. So I'm getting into this, and again, he's someone that I learned from. So I'm not going to be this. Don't see this as a refutational video. It's not a refutation from any angle. Okay, I believe that the Shaykh has good intentions. However, I feel that he is only privy to the information that he gets on social media or in the media. Actually the media is actually even worse than social media these days. If you think the Western media is bad, Pakistani media is much worse. But I feel that he is basing opinions based on what he can see online or on TV and what he's getting to hear from his community. So not everyone in the community has the political or the legal awareness back in Pakistan. Not that I'm an expert, but I feel I'll bring something to the table. Some information that I want to bring to Shaykh Yasir Qadhi's awareness that I hope will, set in some reflection on what he has said. Not that it's problematic, but there are a few things that I think he needs to revisit and look at the case. But with further ado, let's get into the show. Okay, so the Iddat case. Before I start on the case itself and the details of the case, I wanted to set out some disclaimers, and these disclaimers are important. Why are they important? Because I want my content to be seen as objective as possible. I do realize that I'm a human being, so a lot of times there will be some subjectivity that will come in based on my bias. So giving these disclaimers helps the audience seep out or filter out what may be seen as me being a little too emotional on some aspects. Now, anyone who knows me, and disclaimer number one, I'm a critic of Imran Khan and PTI, and specifically Imran Khan's brand of politics. So, and let me just show you a little video of someone that Shaykh Yasir Qadhi actually might know. Okay, so this is Shaykh Shadi Al-Masri. And if you know him, he, in one of his episodes not recently, maybe a few months ago, someone asked him a question about me and my take on Imran Khan. So here's what he had to say.
You got it. It's Shahab. There's a brother named Shahab, very smart guy. Helps me argue against these innovators, right? Innovative groups, these deviant groups. Doesn't like Imran Khan is putting it really mildly. He despises Imran Khan. Hey,
Okay, so you heard what he had to say, and yes, I am a vehement critic. And why am I a vehement critic? I think this case, the Iddat case, kind of demonstrates or underlines why I have opposed his brand of politics, or the kind of Madina ki riyasat, given the baggage that he carries. I wish it was something that was of his past, but it's not just his past. It's his present, and it keeps continuing in perpetuity, where a lot of things that he doesn't really add up to the narrative that he's making of Madina ki riyasat and things like that. I feel eventually that harms the youth, who kind of get into this, very rosy picture of what Imran Khan represents, and then when reality hits and when reality bites, the whole dream comes crashing down. So it kind of crushes the youth. It has happened to a lot of us, where we have looked up to people who we thought, especially in the political space, who we thought were, the next best thing since sliced bread, but they don't live up to the expectations. And then a lot of people's involvement in politics or faith in the system gets eroded by these experiences. So it was like me. I saw Imran Khan's brand of politics as something that will eventually get people disheartened with Pakistan's system, Pakistan's judicial system, and I'm no proponent of it myself. I think there are a lot of problems in Pakistan's governance system, in its judicial system, but I'm not a person who believes in these inqilabi or revolutionary rhetoric of rip and replace. I believe in the irtiqai amal, or the evolutionary process of improving a system. Okay, so yes, there are always problems in any system, be it democracy or dictatorship or a monarchy, whatever. But it's only through an evolutionary process do things get better. The more you talk about trying to rip and replace and bring a revolution and knock everything down, it's not really, you're not being an agent of change, you're being an agent of chaos. Okay, so that's it. Given that, coming back to that disclaimer one, that I have that thing against Imran Khan's brand of politics. So you will see a lot of my content being objective. You'll see an objective streak to my content and some subjective streak. So if you see that subjective side, and I'll try not to be influenced by my emotions, but hard to do that given a Pakistani. I'll try to discount that side. Okay, so that's just for my audience, and specifically Shaykh Yasir. If you look at if you come across my opinion, I hope you see this video, and you see that subjectivity come through. I hope you can discount that. Okay. So disclaimer number 2, it's Yasir Qadhi's affiliation. Okay. I feel before he gave his lecture that day, he should have talked about his own affiliation. And his affiliation is with Imran Khan. So as I talk about this, you will see some tweets of his populating on the screen, where you will see that he prefers Imran Khan in Pakistani politics, and that he has been involved in a project that Imran Khan and his wife initiated, the Al-Qadir University. And nothing wrong with that. I am all for the ulama being attached to political and even celebrity figures, to be there in any facet of life, because I feel that if they don't keep themselves affiliated with these people, then where will the religious guidance come from? We all need their guidance. Okay, so but I feel that Yasir Qadhi should have given this disclaimer, so that people could understand where he's coming from. Okay, some of the things that he said, for example, he talks about this being dhulm, okay, or tyrannical. That's the best explanation, I think, or meaning that I can take out of dhulm. And then he talks about mockery of the Sharia. Very strong language. Okay, so given that he talks about he himself not having much information about or definitive information about this case, and let's just see what he has to say about this.
But to be fair, and wallahi I'm doing this because I have an aman in the eyes of Allah, it is not appropriate for me or anybody to speak about a specific case without knowing the details yaqinan. and without knowing exactly what each party said, and without knowing the facts. And as Allah is my witness, this is not because, a'udhu billah, I am scared of speaking the truth. I have spoken the truth on many issues. But it's not appropriate for any person of knowledge to speak about a specific case definitively without knowing the definitive facts.
So like you see, he doesn't have, he admits that he doesn't have the information about or the background of this case. But despite that, towards the end of the talk, he makes some very strong statements about this case being a mockery of the Sharia. People who are involved in this are trying to do this to target Imran Khan and his wife. And I may agree with some of those statements, but not all of them. Because in the due course of this presentation, I hope you will see that these titles of mockery of the Sharia can actually apply to Imran Khan and Bushra. So, and that's why I'm doing this. I want you to see that Imran Khan is no ordinary person. He is a person, despite being a vehement critic of his, I know that he is a big celebrity. Okay, one of the biggest celebrities that Pakistan has ever produced. Okay. And he comes with, so for me, he's supposed to be held to a higher standard, okay? Because he's not just one person making decisions, random decisions like myself, that I wake up in the morning, what's the most convenient thing for me to do? It's nothing like that. He comes with a whole paraphernalia. Yeah? He's got a whole army of people who work with him. He's got advisors for each and everything facet of life, that be it politics or be it sports or be it religion or whatever that you can think of, energy or whatever little small things. He has advisors. Okay, so he's not someone who will make, let's say, a very instinctive decision. He will have people who will. He has people who can advise him. So if he makes a mistake, I need you to understand that this is an institutional mistake. Okay, it's not just his personality make a mistake. Either someone has fed him the wrong information, or he knew that he was doing something wrong, and he had some motives for doing those wrong things. So it's very important to understand that. And before I talk about this issue, I come to my disclaimer. I keep forgetting that I'm doing in my disclaimer section. It's a good segue into this disclaimer number 3, that I don't want to discuss the muharrikat or the drivers or the reasons or the events that are the people, be they clandestine forces, who are behind this whole thing. Like, who are they? Why is this happening? What are the reasons for this? Maybe are they Shaykh Yasir Qadhi talks about a political vendetta. All of that can be true, okay? But I don't want to get into that, okay? So I will not discuss about the motivation, the drivers behind this, the motivators of the plaintiff or the respondents in the case. Or anybody else, because I feel that's too subjective, okay? And that's why I want to, like I said, I want to talk objectively about the matter of this case. Which brings me to the next disclaimer. Next disclaimer is that I do not want to comment or make any value judgments on any of the central figures in this case. So that could be Imran Khan. It's going to be a little hard for me not to bash Imran Khan, but I'll try my best. I won't talk about any of the, a lot of people I see online, they have this weighing scale where who's the better of the two. Is it Khabar Manika, the ex-husband of Bushra, or is it Bushra or Imran? So I feel that's the wrong way to look at it. Okay, so if you were to, and that's not how courts operate. Just imagine if I took a case with someone to the courts, and the courts would just, based on my personality or my character versus that person's character who's my opponent, the judge would decide on that. Oh, you have, they would not even look at my claim in this specific case. They would say, no, you have a bad character, you're a zani, or you drink alcohol, whatever. I will not give you the same leverage as I'll give to this other person. That's not how justice works. Okay, justice works on the specific claim, on the specific issue that is brought in front of them. So I will not talk about how bad or how Monica is, or what he did in the past, or what he's doing now. Neither will I talk about what Bushra did. What I will try to do is I will try to talk about the facts of the case. Okay, so in this case, Khabar Manika, the ex-husband, is he's the plaintiff. Okay, he takes the case to the court. I will discuss specifically the claims that he brings forward. So I'll talk about his claims and not about his personality, okay, or his drivers or whatever it is, or who the people may be behind him. None of my business, okay. Maybe it is my business, but not that. It's not for this this episode. And similarly for Imran Khan, Bushra, and who have you, okay. Even Mufti Saab. Mufti Saab is someone I respect a lot. I learn from him. He's someone that I have direct access to, okay. And a lot of you who have sympathies towards Imran Khan have been spreading a lot of misinformation about Mufti Saab. But again, Mufti Saab got into this knowing that this will happen, okay. At the end of the day, Imran Khan is a public figure. He's a celebrity. So whatever he does will be put under the microscope. And whoever's related to him in this whole episode, let's call it a sordid affair for now, is going to be put under the microscope. So Mufti Saab is being, bad mouthed a lot of people, and when I put this out there, you will see a lot of people under my comments cursing me and everybody else. But that's part of being in the public space. Yeah, you end up opening yourself up to criticism, and that's all. That's why I'm fine with it. You can say to Mufti Saab whatever you want. I respect the man. You don't have to respect him. Okay. If you get to know him, you will respect him. If you don't want to get to know him, that's your call. So no value judgments on my side, hopefully. I will just try to stick myself. And again, I may make some value judgments, but I like I told you, I'm giving you my disclaimer so that you can discount those things out. A little bit about the structure of this talk. I'm going to start. I think what's important to do first is start with giving a chronology of what happened, how it started, how this whole nikah thing started, where nikah 1 happens, where nikah 2 happens, things like that. And after I do the chronology, then I want to get into the case itself. And the case that I will present will be from the judge's detailed judgment that was given out some months ago. It's a 50-page document. And I think it summarizes the court proceedings very well. So it gives you the prosecution's case, the case that they make, the defense's case, which in this case would be Imran Khan and Bushra Manika's lawyers. And then he gives his own judgment on his own rationale for how he understands the two different parties' differing opinions, and then how he reaches, first of all, he sets out his criteria, and then based on that criteria, how he comes up to his decision of a guilty verdict, as well as giving them the maximum penalty as per the law. And while I do that, there are a few things that Shaykh Yasir mentioned. I can only categorize them as misconceptions. So I will tackle those as I go along, because I think within that judgment, a lot of the misconceptions that Shaykh Yasir makes are answered in that judgment itself. So it would be good to show those specific cases where Yasir Qadhi made those mistakes, only because he was probably not privy to this information. So how does this case come to, and this is the start of the chronology of what the sequence of events that happened. So the very first thing that happens is that round about the first week of Jan 2018, Umar Chima, well-known journalist in Pakistan, and particularly hated by Imran Khan for X and Y reasons. I won't get into those details now. And he breaks this news on the first week of Jan. So this is, I think it was the 4th or the 5th of Jan, something like that. And he explicitly states that Imran Khan got married on the 1st of Jan 2018 at such and such place. And such people were present at the nikah. He nails it down to the person who does the nikah, to the witnesses, and to the person's home, and every other detail. He nails it down to the hilt. Okay, so But at the time, again, this is happening on the 4th, give and take 4th or 5th of Jan. And then a couple of days later, in fact, almost immediately, PTI starts denying this. Okay, so Imran Khan's party, political party, starts denying this news. And it starts with Imran Khan himself. So Imran Khan, there's a newspaper article published on the 6th of Jan 2018, where not just PTI, but Imran Khan himself is quoted as saying that no such thing has happened. And that he goes on a big rant. I think it's about a six tweet thread where he says that, I'm being targeted for wanting something for myself, and no such thing has happened, and if anything happens I will let you know, things of that nature. And not just him saying this as an individual, because someone could come and say, maybe it's not, his account is handled by somebody else, and therefore this is not representative of Imran Khan's words. In a court of law, that could be used as an excuse. But then let me show you what the PTI Central Secretariat put out, and this is actually still on their website and still on a PTI official's Twitter account. They put out this little communique where they single out Umar Chima. So let me just read it out a little bit. It is unfortunate and regrettable that Umar Chima of the Jung Group chose to do a conjectural story on PTI chairman Imran Khan's personal life, which also involved another person, a very private lady who is not in public life, referring to Bushra Monica. So, and then he goes on to set the record straight. Mr. Khan proposed marriage to Miss Bushra Monica, but Miss Monica asked for time to make a final decision after consulting her family. Now, I want you to read the date above. Okay, it's the 7th of Jan 2018. So Umar Chima, a couple of days before this, breaks the story that they've married on the 1st of Jan 2018. And on the 7th of Jan, almost everybody inside the PTI, including Imran Khan, including the Central Secretariat, denied this. Okay, and following this communique, obviously Umar Chima already is hated by PTI's supporters. This becomes like a license to troll the guy and troll his brains out. If you go to his timeline around this date, you'll see a lot of people tagging him and vilifying him, abusing him, and all kinds of stories. And as you'll see later in court documents, when I come to the case, you will see that Imran Khan, in fact I might even show it now, Imran Khan in one specific section, because now that the matter's in the court, he cannot make up a story. Yeah, so he finally in court, and this is around 2023, he under oath mentions that yes, I did get married on the 1st of Jan 2018. So from the get-go, you can see that he knew that he was lying on the 7th of Jan. Maybe a lot of his party members, and I know this through, again, it's very subjective, I know this through personal information, that a lot of their party leaders did not know that Imran Khan had gotten married, except for these select few who were invited to the wedding. But Imran Khan knew. And why did he hide this? Why did he lie about this? There are reasons for that, maybe for a little later, but again, that's where a lot of subjectivity will come in, so I'm going to maybe avoid that. Now, what happens after this is, after this vehement denial that no, he's not done this, Umar Chima, you're a bad guy, trying to give our leader a bad name, trying to link him up with Bushra Monica, because anyone who knows them knows that Imran Khan used to take her as a murshid, a spiritual advisor, which is another discussion, another topic. I don't want to get into that. But immediately followers of PTI start thinking, Umar Chima is hooking these guys up together because it sounds really ugly and things like that. But then a few days later, Imran Khan actually tweets saying that I haven't married her, but I've actually sent a proposal to her. And this is again around mid-Jan 2018, or early Jan 2018, that I have sent a proposal and we're waiting for her to respond. So eventually what happens is, on the 17th of February 2018, they do get married. Okay, and I think the following day, the PTI declares, and it's broken to every news channel, that Imran Khan has actually finally gotten married, and it's to the same person. The nikah khwa is exactly the same person that Umar Chima predicted. The same people, the same witnesses, same location. So everything down to the T that Umar Chima had reported had gone down. Okay, so Umar Chima now starts, tweeting and saying, "See, I told you that this has happened," and Imran Khan is lying. They did not get married on the 18th of Feb. They actually got married on the 1st of Jan, and the pictures that were released back then, Umar Chima was adamant that these pictures are from the 1st of Jan, and then he shows a few things about the dressing that everybody's wearing, like Mufti Saab is wearing, a thick sweater or something of that nature, which normally people in Pakistan wear in the January weather. So he's adamant still that, look, this guy's still lying. And Imran Khan, just to show you one of his tweets at the time, this is dated 19th of Feb 2018. He goes on to say, "I want to thank everyone for their prayers and good wishes on my marriage." So he's now quite clearly saying that I have gotten married. And like I've already showed to you, that he originally denied that he got married on the 1st of Jan, but he's owning up to the Feb wedding. Okay. And then on the following day, a journalist gets a hold of Farah Gogi, a central figure in this whole marriage. And he asks her a couple of questions, or a few questions. I'm just going to play that video. Just watch this.
कहेंगी कि मीडिया पर यह भी कहा जा रहा है कि इमरान खान साहब ने शादी जो है वो 1 जनवरी को की है इस साल के शुरू में, मगर उसको अब अनाउंस किया गया है।
जी, ये मीडिया की तो ये बात समझ नहीं आती कि एक चीज़ इद्दत पे थी तो ये कैसे पॉसिबल, पहले कैसे हो सकता है जब पॉसिबल ही नहीं है। इद्दत का टाइम चल रहा था, तो जैसे वो ख़त्म हुआ है, उन्होंने प्रपोजल भेजा हुआ था उधर उनकी मदर को, उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट किया और अब प्रॉपर उनका निकाह हुआ है। ये बिल्कुल गलत बात है, मीडिया गलत इस चीज़ को वो कर रहा है।
इद्दत का टाइम किस वक्त पूरा हुआ है?
ये जी 14th को ख़त्म हुआ है।
14th कौन सी?
लाइक ये जो अभी गुजरी है 14 फरवरी, इसमें उनका ख़त्म हुआ इद्दत का टाइम।
So now Farah Gogi is a very close confidant of Bushra. She actually was one of the persons who Mufti Saab talked to directly, asking about has Bushra served her Idda period and things like that. And she organized the whole affair of the wedding affair. So she's someone that's trusted by Bushra and by Imran Khan. Okay, in fact, Imran Khan, on the very last days when he was kicked out of office, he actually did I don't know why he did that, but he went standing on one leg, defending Farah Gogi as a good person. But be that as it may, Farah Gogi, as you saw in this video, very clearly and categorically states that the 1st of Jan that was being reported was false, and that Imran Khan couldn't have married Bushra Bibi at that time because she was serving her Iddat at the time. And then she also gives the date for the end of the Iddat period, which is the 14th of Feb 2018. Okay, so very, very key information. I don't know if this was made part of the record, but it's something that she has said. Again, this is her saying this, not Bushra Bibi saying it or Imran Khan saying it, but this is out there. Okay, so very clearly you can see that she is also going with that narrative. Again, this is that 2018 period. Okay, so at that time everyone thinks that, or at least people who support PTI think that because Imran Khan's side of the story has to be true, everybody else is lying. So they trust Imran Khan's version of events, and they say, okay, marriage took place on the 17th of Feb 2018, and Umar Chima was lying about the 1st of Jan. Fast forward to 6 years later, which is 2023, this matter goes to court under section 496 by Khabar Manika, and in the court documents, when he's asked, when both Bushra Manika and Imran Khan are asked, when exactly did you guys get married? And how many nikahs did you have? Did you have one or two? And as you can see on the screen, they categorically deny that there was a second nikah. And there was only one, which was the 1st of Jan 2018. So all the time that they had been saying, all these 6 years they had been saying, oh, our marriage was done 17th Feb 2018. Now they're going back on that, okay? And that would be enough for anybody who supports Imran Khan to feel a little betrayed, okay? That, okay, we had been trusting you this whole time that you would be telling us that you had gotten married in Feb 2018. And now in the court, where you can't lie, and you can't lie because one part of the judgment actually produces or talks about the nikah nama being produced. Now when the nikah nama which is a registered document, is produced, it has a date on it, okay? So Imran Khan can't lie. He can't say that I got married on the 17th of Feb. He has to say that yes, it was the 1st of Jan, because that's what the nikah nama says. And now he's like completely changed the story. Yeah, and now he's saying no, the 17th of Feb was actually not a nikah. It was a get together. Okay, it was a ceremony that he had held to celebrate his wedding. So that's the chronology of the events. And if you keep this in mind, when I start talking about the case next, you will start understanding what's going on. So the claims that Imran Khan makes, and the claims that Bushra makes, the claims that the prosecution makes, you will see how all of this ties up.